Have you ever sat down to a plate of eggs in the morning, looked at your breakfast, and wondered, is this helping my health or quietly hurting it? One week, you hear that eggs are a perfect protein, great for muscles and eyes. The next week, you see an article saying eggs are dangerous, they raise cholesterol, they damage the heart, seniors should avoid them. If you are over 60, already dealing with blood pressure, cholesterol, maybe heart disease or diabetes, it is easy to feel caught in the middle and think, should I eat eggs at my age or not? Maybe this sounds familiar. You have eaten eggs your entire life. Scrambled eggs, fried eggs, omelets on the weekend, egg sandwiches, maybe even hard-boiled eggs as a snack. And now you are hearing that they might damage your heart, hurt your arteries, or increase your risk of stroke. At the same time, your doctor or dietitian may have mentioned that eggs can be part of a healthy diet if you use them wisely. So which is it? Good, bad, or something in between? Here is the honest truth. For most older adults, eggs themselves are not the real problem. The problem is how we cook them, how often we eat them, what we eat them with, and how we store and handle them. Many seniors are doing the same things with eggs that they did in their 20 seconds and 30 seconds. Big portions, lots of butter or bacon grease, plus processed meats and white toast, eggs left on the counter, eggs undercooked or reheated over and over. Those habits may have been easier for your younger body to shrug off, but after 60 or 70, your heart, blood vessels, digestion, and immune system play by different rules. If you have heart disease, diabetes, high cholesterol, or a history of stroke, those details matter even more. 5 or 6 whole eggs every morning cooked in bacon fat with sausage on the side is a very different story from 1 or 2 eggs a few times a week cooked in a small amount of olive oil with vegetables. The first breakfast can push your cholesterol, blood pressure, weight, and inflammation in the wrong direction, especially over years. The second can be a reasonable part of a balanced meal. What older doctors and nutrition experts see again and again is that eggs become damaging, mainly when they are part of certain common mistakes, eating far more eggs than your body and your medical conditions can safely handle. Always frying them in heavy butter, bacon grease, or processed oils, pairing them with large amounts of processed meats like bacon, sausage, or ham, storing and cooking them in ways that increase your risk of food poisoning, especially as your immune system gets weaker, and ignoring what your own doctor has told you because an article or video made you feel either terrified of eggs or completely relaxed about them. If you are over 60, you might already be asking yourself, am I making any of those mistakes without realizing it? Do my breakfasts look more like heart protection or more like a heart attack on a plate? Could the way I eat eggs be working against the very health I am trying to protect? And if so, what can I change without giving up foods I enjoy? You are not alone in that confusion. Many seniors either cut out eggs completely out of fear, losing an easy source of protein, or they shrug and say, I have eaten this way for years. It is too late to change, and keep eating eggs in ways that may be adding stress to their heart, brain, and blood vessels. The truth is usually in the middle. Most older adults do not need to be terrified of eggs, but they do need to be smart about how they use them. In this video, we are going to talk about 5 common mistakes that can turn eggs from a helpful food into a harmful one for seniors. We will look at how portion size, cooking method, side dishes, storage, and medical conditions change the way eggs affect your body, and we will show you simple ways to adjust so you can still enjoy eggs, but in a way that respects your heart, your brain, and your age. By the end of this video, you will understand what too many eggs actually looks like for someone your age and health, how certain cooking styles and side dishes make eggs much more damaging, how to lower your risk of food poisoning from eggs, and how to talk with your own doctor about whether eggs fit into your personal plan instead of guessing based on scary headlines. And stay with me until the very end, because mistake number 3 is one that almost nobody talks about, yet it is one of the most common ways seniors accidentally turn eggs into a dangerous meal for their heart without realizing it. Now, let us get started. Number 1. Eating more eggs than your body and medical history can safely handle. One of the biggest mistakes that turns eggs from helpful to harmful for older adults is not the egg itself, but the total amount and how often you eat them. Many seniors still eat eggs the way they did in their 20 seconds and 30 seconds. 3 or 4 whole eggs most mornings, plus egg salad sandwiches for lunch, plus deviled eggs at gatherings. And they do this week in and week out, on top of already dealing with high cholesterol, heart disease, diabetes, or being overweight. Even though your body at 70 does not process fats and cholesterol the same way it did at 25, we know that eggs contain cholesterol, mostly in the yolk, and for some people, especially those with a genetic tendency, diabetes, or existing heart disease, too many yolks on a regular basis can contribute to higher LDL cholesterol, more plaque buildup in arteries, and more risk over time. Not because one egg will cause a heart attack, but because the overall load adds up when you are already at higher risk. Older doctors and dietitians often see seniors who say, "My cholesterol is high, and I do not understand why," and then describe breakfasts that include several whole eggs nearly every day, on top of other sources of saturated fat. For many older adults, a reasonable pattern looks closer to 1 or 2 eggs at a time, and not necessarily every single day. Sometimes using 1 whole egg plus extra egg whites to get protein with less cholesterol. Sometimes having eggs only a few times a week instead of being the default daily breakfast. Sometimes choosing other protein sources like beans, yogurt, fish, or tofu on some days, so the heart is not constantly facing the same heavy load. And most importantly, matching your egg intake to what your own doctor has advised based on your lab results and health conditions, instead of copying what worked for your neighbor or something you saw in a fitness magazine. Ask yourself, when I look at my week, am I having a modest amount of eggs in the context of an overall heart-friendly diet? Or are eggs showing up in large portions nearly every day on top of other cholesterol-heavy foods? And has my doctor actually told me what is safe for my specific situation? Or am I just guessing based on habit? Number 2, cooking eggs in heavy butter, bacon grease, or unhealthy oils that turn a simple food into a heart bomb. The second mistake is how the eggs are cooked. Many older men and women grew up in kitchens where eggs were always fried in a generous slab of butter, bacon fat saved in a coffee can, or other solid fats. That used to be considered normal home cooking, and that habit often continues into the senior years without a second thought. The result is not just the cholesterol in the egg, but a large dose of saturated fat and sometimes trans fats from the cooking fat itself, which we know can raise LDL cholesterol, promote inflammation, and strain the heart and blood vessels. Picture a pan with a thick layer of bacon grease. You crack in 2 eggs, maybe add cheese, and then mop up the extra fat with white toast. That breakfast is very different from 2 eggs scrambled with a splash of olive oil and a pile of vegetables. The first one loads the bloodstream with a combination of animal fat, salt, and refined carbs that make blood sugar and cholesterol spikes more likely. The second gives you protein and nutrients with much less damage. As your body ages, your arteries are often already stiffer and narrower, your heart may be weaker, and your ability to clear fats from the bloodstream slows down, so the cost of those choices is higher than it was when you were young. You do not have to switch to bland, joyless cooking, but small changes make a big difference. Using a non-stick pan with just a little heart-healthier oil like olive or canola instead of a pan full of butter, scrambling or poaching eggs in water instead of always frying, making omelets full of vegetables with only a light sprinkle of cheese, saving rich, buttery or cheesy egg dishes for occasional special meals instead of daily breakfasts. All of these are ways to enjoy eggs while being kinder to your heart and arteries. Ask yourself, when I cook my eggs, is the pan shining with grease before the eggs even hit it? Or am I using just enough healthier fat to keep them from sticking and adding more flavor from herbs, vegetables, and spices instead of from butter and bacon fat. If you are still listening, comment the number 2 below so we know you are here. And if these conversations matter to you, consider subscribing so we can keep creating calm, clear health videos for older adults and their families. Now, let us move forward. Number 3. Always pairing eggs with processed meats and refined carbs, so the whole meal becomes damaging. This is the mistake almost nobody talks enough about. Not what is in the egg, but what is sitting next to it on the plate. Many classic breakfasts for seniors look like this: 2 or 3 fried eggs, several strips of bacon or a couple of sausages, white toast or biscuits with butter and jam, maybe hash browns fried in oil, orange juice on the side. Once in a while, that is a treat. But when this becomes the regular pattern, it is the processed meats, heavy starches, added sugar, and excess calories that do the most damage, especially in older adults. Bacon, sausage, ham, and other processed meats are high in salt, saturated fat, and preservatives like nitrates and nitrites, which have been linked in many studies to higher risk of heart disease and certain cancers, particularly colorectal cancer. When eaten often, white bread, biscuits, and fried potatoes spike blood sugar quickly, especially in someone with diabetes or pre-diabetes, and they do not provide much fiber to protect the heart and digestion. Washing it all down with a large glass of juice piles extra sugar on top. Together, this kind of meal can send your blood sugar soaring, your blood pressure up from all the salt, and your cholesterol climbing when repeated frequently. It is no wonder many older hearts struggle under that load. You can reduce the damage dramatically by rethinking the supporting cast around your eggs instead of bacon or sausage every time. You might choose a small piece of fresh lean meat, like turkey or chicken sometimes, or skip meat entirely and add beans or vegetables to your eggs. Instead of white toast or biscuits, choose whole grain bread in a modest portion, maybe 1 slice instead of 2. Instead of hash browns fried in a lot of oil, add sautéed vegetables, tomatoes, spinach, mushrooms, peppers, cooked with just a little olive oil. Instead of a big glass of juice, have water, tea, or a small piece of whole fruit. That way, the eggs are part of a plate that supports your heart and blood vessels, rather than being surrounded by foods that pull in the opposite direction. Ask yourself, when I think about my egg meals, is the egg itself the main issue, or is it everything I am piling around it? The bacon, the sausage, the biscuits, the hash browns, the juice? And could I protect my heart far more by changing those side dishes than by obsessing over whether I have 1 egg or 2? Number 4. Poor egg safety, undercooking, bad storage, and risky leftovers that increase food poisoning risk. For younger adults with strong immune systems, a mild case of food poisoning from eggs might mean a miserable day or 2. But for older adults, especially those over 65, anyone with diabetes, kidney problems, heart failure, or weakened immunity, a serious infection from bacteria like Salmonella can be dangerous, leading to dehydration, hospital stays, and complications. One common mistake seniors make is not taking egg safety seriously enough, leaving eggs or egg dishes out at room temperature for too long, eating undercooked eggs when their doctor has advised against it, or keeping egg-based leftovers in the fridge longer than is wise. Raw or lightly cooked eggs can sometimes contain harmful bacteria, and while many people tolerate runny yolks just fine, those with weaker immune systems are more vulnerable. If you have been told to avoid undercooked eggs, that means no raw cookie dough with egg, no homemade mayonnaise with raw egg, and being cautious with very runny fried or soft-boiled eggs, especially in restaurants where you cannot see how long the eggs have been sitting. Eggs and egg dishes should be kept in the refrigerator, not on the counter, and once cooked, dishes like quiches, egg casseroles, and egg salad should not be left out for hours at room temperature, as bacteria multiply quickly in that lukewarm zone. Leftover egg dishes should generally be eaten within a couple of days, reheated thoroughly until steaming hot, not just warmed slightly, and if something smells off, looks strange, or has been sitting in the fridge so long that you do not remember when you made it, It is much safer to throw it away than to risk it to avoid waste. Remember that older adults dehydrate more quickly and can become very ill from vomiting and diarrhea. So preventing food poisoning is an important part of senior health, not just a minor inconvenience. Ask yourself, do I treat eggs and egg dishes with the respect they deserve as a perishable food? Or do I sometimes leave them out on the counter, nibble on old egg salad, or eat very undercooked eggs even though I know my immune system is not what it used to be? And what small changes can I make to reduce my risk, like refrigerating leftovers promptly, cooking eggs fully if my doctor recommends it, and throwing out egg dishes that are past their safe window? Number 5. Ignoring your personal health conditions and your doctor's advice about eggs. The 5th mistake is perhaps the most important, treating all advice about eggs as one size fits everyone, when in reality, your age, your medical history, your medications, and your lab results matter tremendously. Some seniors can have eggs a few times a week with no problem, especially if the rest of their diet is heart-friendly. Their cholesterol is under control and they are not diabetic. Others may need to be more cautious with yolks because of very high LDL cholesterol, a strong family history of early heart disease, or diabetes. For these people, eggs may still have a place, but the amount, frequency, and way they are used must be coordinated with their healthcare team. Sometimes people hear a headline, "Eggs are fine, cholesterol is not an issue," or "Eggs are dangerous for seniors," and they swing wildly in response, either banning eggs forever or eating them with no limits. But the reality is more nuanced. Your doctor and dietitian, who know your specific heart scans, cholesterol levels, blood sugar numbers, and risk factors, are in a much better position to say, "For you, I would be comfortable with X number of eggs per week," than any general article or video. Ignoring their guidance because you prefer an easier message can quietly undermine the treatment plan they built to protect your heart and brain. On the other hand, some older adults have been told decades ago, "No eggs ever," and have never checked back, even though newer research and improved treatment might allow them to reintroduce eggs in moderation. If they want to, as part of a balanced plan, checking in with your doctor about current thinking and about your individual situation can free you from unnecessary fear, or remind you of real limits you need to observe. You deserve better than guessing. Ask yourself, have I actually discussed eggs with my doctor or dietitian in the last few years, given my current lab results and health problems, or am I operating on old advice, scary headlines, or wishful thinking? And would it be worth bringing it up at my next visit to get a clear, personalized answer, so I can enjoy my food without either needless fear or hidden risk? When you start paying attention to these 5 common mistakes: too many eggs for your situation, cooking in heavy, unhealthy fats, pairing with processed meats and refined carbs, poor egg safety and storage, and ignoring your personal medical guidance, you can transform eggs from something you worry about into something you use wisely, as one piece of a thoughtful senior health plan instead of a daily gamble. Final thoughts. We have just taken a calm, honest look at 5 common mistakes that can turn eggs from a helpful food into a harmful one for older adults. Eating more eggs than your body and medical history can safely handle, cooking them in heavy butter, bacon grease, or unhealthy oils, always pairing them with processed meats and refined carbs so the whole meal becomes damaging, being careless with egg safety and storage in a way that raises your risk of food poisoning, and ignoring your personal health conditions and your doctor's advice about how eggs fit into your life. None of this means that eggs are automatically bad, and none of it means you must give them up forever. What it really means is that after 60 or 70, your body plays by different rules than it did when you were young. Your arteries may be stiffer, your heart may be more fragile, your blood sugar and cholesterol may be more sensitive. Your immune system may not fight infections as easily, and the way you cook, store, and combine foods matters more than it used to. 1 or 2 eggs, cooked gently in a small amount of healthy oil, surrounded by vegetables and whole grains, and eaten in the context of an overall heart-friendly plan, is very different from a plate piled high with greasy eggs, bacon, sausage, white toast, fried potatoes, and juice, day after day. If you heard yourself in any of these mistakes, that does not mean you have failed. It simply means your breakfast routine has not caught up with the age and health you are living with now. You cannot change the past plate of eggs, but you can change the next one. You might start by asking yourself a few simple questions. How many whole eggs am I really eating? In a typical week, is my pan swimming in butter or bacon grease before the eggs even touch it? Do my egg meals almost always come with bacon, sausage, biscuits, and fried potatoes? Do I leave egg dishes out on the counter for a long time? Nibble on old egg salad? Or eat very runny eggs, even though my doctor has warned me about food safety? Have I actually asked my doctor or dietitian what is reasonable for someone with my cholesterol, heart history, and blood sugar? Or am I just guessing? From there, the changes can be small and realistic. Maybe you cut your usual 3-egg breakfast down to 1 whole egg plus extra egg whites. Maybe you switch from bacon grease to a light drizzle of olive oil. Maybe you swap sausage and white toast for vegetables and a slice of whole grain bread. Maybe you refrigerate egg dishes promptly and throw them away after a couple of days instead of stretching them a week. Maybe you bring up eggs at your next appointment and say, "Given my numbers and my heart history, how often would you be comfortable with me having eggs, and how should I cook them?" None of these steps require you to give up eggs completely or to eat in a way that feels strange and complicated. They simply respect the fact that your heart, your brain, and your arteries deserve a little extra care now. So ask yourself, when you look at the 5 mistakes we talked about, eating too many eggs, cooking them in heavy fats, piling them next to processed meats and refined carbs, being casual about egg safety, and ignoring your own medical guidance, which one is most active in your life right now? And what is one change you are willing to try this week? Maybe it is 1 fewer yolk. Maybe it is using a non-stick pan and vegetables instead of bacon fat. Maybe it is skipping sausage and adding spinach. Maybe it is putting leftovers in the fridge right away and labeling the container. Maybe it is simply writing "Ask about eggs" on a note to take to your doctor. Thank you for being willing to think about something as ordinary as eggs in such a thoughtful way, not with fear, but with the kind of wisdom that says, if there are small things I can do to protect my heart and my future, I want to know what they are. That willingness to keep learning and adjusting is one of the strongest signs that you still care about your body and your life, and that care matters more than any single food ever will. In the comments below, share which egg mistake you think you might be making: eating too many, cooking them in too much butter or grease, pairing them with the wrong side dishes, being too casual about safety, or not checking in with your doctor. And tell us one simple change you are ready to try. Your idea might give another senior a safe, practical place to start. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with a friend or family member over 60 who loves eggs but worries about their heart and health. Your support helps us keep creating calm, practical content to inform and inspire older adults and their families. Thank you for watching. Take gentle, sensible care with the way you cook and enjoy your food, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.